Hello and good morning, everyone. Happy International Women's Day, and I'm so glad that today we are having these very crucial, important conversations regarding health, mental health, physical health. This is not just for women, but for men, for children, for everyone. What it doesn't matter what gender you identify yourself with. So today I have with me Divitaa Yadav. Divitaa personally has been a guide to me through her counseling. I have found a lot of help understanding myself, and I don't want to take up too much time because I would like Divita to pitch in. You can read in the description of this video, whether you're watching this on whether you're watching this session on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. We are live streaming on 3 platforms. There is a description about Divita's work. So I would like to start right away. Divita, hi, good morning. Thank you for accepting the invitation. And
Yes.
uh, please, please share with us what motivated you into becoming getting into this profession. Because personally, I think this kind of work, even though it's so fulfilling at the end of the day, takes so much out of you also, right? So please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me, and good morning, everybody who is watching us. And yes, happy International Women's Day. I mean, every day is a Women's Day for that matter, but today is extra special. So, to answer your question, in this field, I got into this field because I saw how we were losing the sense of community, and we needed that one person who can guide us and give us a direction. So it's mostly like me sitting in the beside you in a car and you are having the holding the wheel and then you are driving it. But at least it's good to know where what is the direction that you have to take. And it's always very fulfilling. I would say extremely fulfilling because when you see someone working on themselves and really able to notice their blind spots themselves and then make something out of it, then it's like their potential, they're living up to it. And there is nothing more fulfilling that for that person and for me also for them to live that. So I think, of course, healing and then any person reach their best self, their highest self is what inspires me and motivates me every single day, even now.
Okay. Devika, we are exploring quite a challenging topic today, about defending ourselves, especially defending, like emotional, understanding emotional self-defense in these times of social media addiction and artificial intelligence. Um, it's like when it comes to addiction, let's say if someone is addicted to alcohol, there will be a lot of people around this person who will tell him or her that why it's important to get off that addiction. But if you see social media addiction, it's like it's like we don't even consider it addiction yet. It's so very interesting. What exactly created kind of this groundwork for us to so easily have fallen for social media addiction? What happened to us?
Yeah. Interestingly, if we it's very simple also and it's complex also. So very important point. We stopped listening to each other. That is what we started doing. And the minute you start doing that, then all you want is to have a personalized reality because all of us want to feel very inflated about ourselves, that boosted ego. The minute you go outside, you're in a setting of a group, there will be conflict, there will be friction, and the whole point was to develop your tolerance. That the world is such. But slowly we just stopped talking to each other because we stopped listening to each other. Okay. And then the minute you stop listening to each other, then you need something to replace that. social media very nicely, all these platforms, they understood your brain. First of all, it's not a result of just in a day. They did a lot of research on your brain, how your brain works, what your brain craves. Your brain craves community, your brain craves to be seen and being heard. Someone is listening to you, making you feel accountable, or at least seeing you, hearing you out, and there's giving you validation. You need that. We all need that. So the minute we stopped having some depth in our friendships, and friendships eroded, slowly community eroded. Even within the family, it's all about one person, just one person talking. There's no one to listen. Okay. And that is when slowly, very nicely, this is what social media platforms recognized and they captured on it. And they are, of course, utilizing it. We all have become consumers to it, because now it is very conveniently giving us a very personalized reality. Okay. So let's say, for example, earlier if we had some newspaper which we used to read every single day earlier, now nobody does that. At that time, there used to be one single edition which is going, let's say, in the 6 states. Everybody is going to read the same thing. Now, even within the family, the stuff which is being sold to you, like what are you scrolling, and what your brother is scrolling or what your father is scrolling, could be very different because it's so personalized. Okay. And then when you think that everything is so minutely personalized, then you think, oh, whatever I am, whoever I am, I'm right. I'm absolutely right. And this is the feeling we wanted all this along. This is the feeling of validation we always were craving. And very nicely, social media gave that to us. Okay. And of course, we live in a very capitalistic world. So they sold us products as well alongside. Hey, you know what? You want to learn this better, or you want to become better at this? Have this, take this. And since it's very personalized and I am the only one who's seeing it, and of course there's a lot of comparison which is happening, I feel like, yeah, let me take that. Let me do that. Because I also want to get the same kick by posting that one picture, by like how this friend is doing. So whenever we meet, we have become very shallow. There is no depth in our conversation. Everything is like a show. Earlier it used to be, let's say, theater or movies. Now any other person that you meet, everyone is putting on a show, because we're eroding our authenticity through social media. So the one thing was the need to for someone to listen to us, and that validation that I am okay. Even if I'm suffering, I'm okay. I'll be okay because there are people. That confidence was slowly, it was disrupted. And that is how social media platforms took over. And this is a very scary kind of addiction, because it doesn't feel like addiction. It's not like you have to go to some rehab center for this. Like nobody can say, oh, you are taking alcohol or you're doing smoking, so there has to be some rehab. Like for hard drugs there is some rehab, but for this there is no rehab also. Right? But give it time, maybe in the future that also will happen. The way we are moving ahead, for every single thing we are resorting to chat gpt, that's also not the thing. We're not talking, we don't want to be vulnerable and volatile. And even if we do, there are people who are ready to manipulate that. That's not a human connection. Right. So if you don't have human connection, if we lose on that, of course there is something else which is going to take over, and AI is taking over that. Yeah. Yeah, that's I think is the right thing to like we stopped connecting with each other.
Okay. Divita, let's explore the long-term implication of what's going on with social media, and especially like a sub question, which is uh, for parents who, unfortunately, due to their circumstances, are finding it so easy to give an iPad into a toddler's hands, right? So, please help us to explore the long term implications of this in the future, of this behavioral and cognitive change that we are going through.
Yeah, that's actually a very, this is not healthy to give your child a gadget, because what he or she or a toddler needs from you cannot ever be replaced by a device. And let's understand, for a parents, like it's very easy for us to say that don't have devices around, but what is making a parent to give that device is because the parent, mostly solely one person is doing everything. Okay, and if you have to do multitasking, and you also have to look for the, and you also have to take into mind the safety of your child, what would you do? I know my child will be safe at least in one place, I don't have to run around, so let me just give that device. Okay, but what you are doing at that moment is the toddler is supposed to take space. That is how the social emotional development will happen. What you're taking away is that social emotional development is being taken away. You think he's learning something or she's learning something, they're not learning anything, you're making them a zombie. Also the fact that me, mine, mera, mere ko chahiye, that me is becoming so dominant with this device that the child will end up being very rigid and stubborn when they grow up, because social emotional development happens in group. It happens with people. How do they feel? I recognize their emotions, I see their feelings, then I see what's happening within me, I extend help, I talk. All of this leads to my social emotional development and my emotional regulation later on. But if I don't do that, if I skip it, then my child will not have the social emotional skills and will only be about me, mine. Later on, this person would want to have things the way they want, and the world does not work that way. So imagine the feeling of shock and the feeling of failure this person will go through. It's so debilitating that the relief that you can seek is through device only then, because the shock is so it's excruciating, right? That I thought the world works this way, but the world does not work that way. And how can people say no to me? I could ask this device to play this song, to play this video, to do what not, all my tasks. But when I go outside in the world, there are people who can say no to me and will say no to me, and I don't have tolerance to take no. And when I don't have that, I suffer, and nobody prepared me how to deal with that suffering. So how do you do? Then you don't know what are the emotional regulation skills. How do I cope with that? Then how do I handle that? Some people will take it very badly. They will go within, and the only place they would go and talk to or not talk to or seek relief would be substances. More dependency on such platforms, who will again tell you and give you a very validating response. No, no, whatever you're going through is so right. Have you ever seen a chat GPT telling you that you're wrong? No, it always agrees with you. That's the dangerous point, that it always agrees with you. So if I'm suffering, the world is saying no to me, I cannot expand my tolerance level, and I go to the AI platform, and it validates me that oh, the world is so bad, your suffering is, you should not suffer. Then how would I learn what is my emotional regulation? How should I take care of me? That would never happen, right? So then what you're eroding from your child is that connection. You're not giving them that. Okay, now one thing is the parent has to be fully involved. If the device goes away, then who does the child talk to? Then where does the child go? Then how is the child safe? Now all these things is exactly why we needed community back in the days, because it always takes a village to raise a child. Okay, and similarly it always takes a village to make a person addict as well to anything, right? Everybody is so much into themselves that the person becomes addicted. Everybody is enabling it through their behavior and action, so we're all part of it. Somewhere we've stopped taking that accountability and responsibility. Somewhere we're like, no, no, I'm only responsible for me. Whatever happens to you is your job. You don't do that with people because we're human beings. Okay, sadly for AI platform, your child is just a data. You're just simply a data. You're not a human being with flesh and blood. All they care about is what are the inputs you can give, how much dependency can you have, so that they can even further refine their product to get you hooked onto it, because their profits rides on that. Fair enough, it's a business model, right? But when we understand that this is a business model, should we really partake in that? Is when parents should decide, okay, fair enough, you have to say no to them. Your own kids, you also have to have rules. You have, and do it guilt free. Establish those rules guilt free. A child cries and you're so embarrassed, I'm in a public place and the child cries. Let's say at a supermarket, if a child starts crying and like, oh, I'm so embarrassed, like what would people think of me? I'm such a bad mom or a bad father. No, that's human behavior. It's okay. Let them cry their heart out. Because how would they learn? They can't, like, right today they can manipulate you, but the world is not going to be manipulated when they grow up. So it's okay for them to develop that tolerance. Okay, fair enough. Every single time dad is not going to say yes. Every single time mom is not getting going to get tricked into this thing that I do. Cry and get stuff. She is okay with her embarrassment. Okay, she's okay. She has developed tolerance for it. I better like do something about my game, up my game. Okay, this is how you tell the child that it's okay to sit with your own discomfort also. Every single time you will not get a yes. This is how their social emotional development is taking place. But sadly, we are so much like we want to portray this perfection to the world. Oh, we are so perfect. My child is so obedient and adorable. And I am doing everything that I could. No, you could be not everything is in your control. And not everything has to be. Why do we have to present this whole illusion of perfection to the world? Again, it all starts with people pleasing. So as a family unit also we are doing that to the world. We're eroding our authenticity. So the more you fall into that trap, the more you will resort to things which is like, okay, if my child can be quiet, let me give that device. Okay, because I am myself also maybe very tired. I have not done a check-in with me. Maybe my emotions are all haywire and nobody's there to listen to me. And then what do I do? Where do I go? Right. So for that as well, if I have to then figure out what can I do, maybe something is off with me, but nobody's asking me, not even my spouse. Right. So I have to create a plan around it and maybe implement that, because your mental health very, very much highly impact your child. Your child's emotions will be regulated through your emotions. If you're not feeling okay, they will sense it. And they will then try to make things easy for you by taking it all on themselves, or they would try to be a rebel so that they can take your attention from your own emotions. Both the things. Your child is not being a child. Your child is just simply reacting to what you are going through. So it's not that children are not stupid. They understand what's going on with you. So if they can sense it, then which means you be your own priority. Figure out what's happening within me. Sometimes life is really too much for us also, and we can't take care of the child at that time. And so the easy thing is to not to talk, to not discuss, give the device, everybody is happy. I can have my own peace, he can have his own peace, and we're one happy family. The long term consequences of that is your child will not have the same regard for you later on, or the child will become parent very early on. People will around him or her will say, oh, your child is so mature for his or her own age. That's not a compliment. Okay, so all these things will start to happen in the long run. Now he will be a 20-year-old who thinks that nobody is going to help him, who thinks talking about his emotions is not okay, because you can't be there with this child always. Right now you are there with him, you will never be there always, and that's a fact, that's a reality, that's how life should be. Okay, but sadly we forget that. We think, I'll always be around, I'll always be there to pacify. If that's not true. So that's why we have to understand that fair enough, I have to give him or her time. And if something is not okay with me, I must do something about it, because I have to be at my best capacity, my maximum, my quality that I can give to my kids. If I am at my, I am executing myself out of my highest self, it is contributing to everybody's happiness. Okay, and through this behavior of yours, your child is subtly understanding, see, you are the most important thing, you should really look after yourself, do something if something is not okay, not be quiet or suppressed or resort to something to find relief, because children only learn through your behavior and action. They will never learn through rules or like maine keh diya. They will, that doesn't fit well with them. But if you become that model for them, they imbibe that, right? So now we do also have a trend where parents are taking up conscious parenting. They are making sure that there are no gadgets, they are talking, but for them, they are the ones who have to implement them. The rule applies on them first, and then the child will follow. I think this is where we get confused. We like, I will implement rules, but I will not follow. This will not work, right? So the long term consequences is your child might develop some skill, but there will be no social emotional development. Okay, let's say such a child, like another example I would give, such a child want to have a startup. He's 22-year-old and he wants to do some startup, and he's made some big promises. He has amazing skills and he's got a lot of funding also, but because he does not have social emotional development, he doesn't know how to develop trust in relationships. Okay, people slowly, and he has over promised and under delivered. Okay, everybody was so enamored by the confidence and skills he or she possessed, they gave so much of funding, but they also now need the product, but he under delivered. Okay, and then he doesn't know how to sustain relationships, he doesn't know how to develop trust in relationship. Then once the trust is broken, these same people are not going to trust you again with their funding. So then where does this, how will this person manage? Like, oh, I thought I'm an entrepreneur and I have this startup, but I don't have the social emotional development within me or skills within me to sustain relationships, to develop trust in relationship. So I'm suffering all alone. Now nobody is there to see me, see my suffering, and I would be maybe written off as a failure. So I'm trying so hard to hold it all together by what? By just simply my skills and cognition. Sadly, that does not work because people bank upon the trust factor. I trust you because I see some potential in you, but if you break my trust, I'm never ever going to give my business to you again. Now, how do you cope with that? Such a child, just imagine now he's become a 22-year-old, he doesn't know how to cope with that failure. He doesn't know how to overcome that. All he knew was skills. So, if you don't have that baseline of tolerance, threshold for failure, and the social emotional development and the skills to connect with each other, to regulate, to cope, how would you create something big in your life? You know, you will need people. And AI sadly is making you feel like, oh, you don't need people. That's very wrong. How would you ever not need people? You would always need people to create anything, right? But AI is selling you this lie that, oh, you can have it all on your own and do everything by your own self. That's not possible. Even if you were a one man army, even if you were to create a multi-million dollar business, still you would need a team. How do you keep a same team, sustain the good team with you? By having that one on one connection with them, by sitting with them, listening to them, caring for them, knowing when to not push and when to push. How do you have this emotional intelligence to discern between the two? So this discernment is only going to come through emotional intelligence, and emotionally mature kids will only have that if they connect with the surroundings. So I sadly we're taking that away. We should not do that. If you have nobody, then parents are the only one who can provide that support. But if parents themselves are engaged in something, then the child is like, yeah, okay, so for me also it's okay to engage with the device, right? So yeah, the long term repercussions could be exactly like this is the example which in which how it can pan out. Yeah.
Divitaa, talking about the illusion of perfection on social media. One thing that I see I have observed has also happened that uh, it has, I mean, it has done this to everyone, but I will say to the self esteem and self respect for women. Like, in previous times, we we were quite okay if we were healthy. If we were healthy, if we were able to do our day-to-day tasks with efficiency and engage in some activities, we if we had enough energy, we were quite okay with ourselves. Now, and if you see, I mean, even scientifically speaking, there is something called as hereditary qualities and genetic uh, qualities. So women in one family, they more or less had same body structure, right? Obviously you'll inherit your hips from your grandmother or your mother. But now if you see, women are so unhappy with themselves, with their skin, with their body, and it's like no matter how much they keep buying, it's like they it's like they hate seeing themselves. So let's if we can just explore what this has done to a generation of women when it comes to their self-esteem and self-respect.
Yeah, that's actually it's like a deeper wound. This is this has been in the female psyche for, I would say, ages now, because uh, this is the wound that all of us carry in our female consciousness. Uh, and I have never personally met a woman yet who would say that, you know what, I'm perfect. It's so easy for the world to make a woman insecure even when she's feeling confident, right? The minute you go out, you the messages that you receive from the world, instantly you start comparing yourself, instantly you feel not enough, and immediately the scarcity mindset will activate. Oh, I don't have enough, I am not enough, this is not okay. And there will be so much of sadness which comes with it. You will be eroded of your confidence, and the world is designed such way, and it's so miserable. It's almost like somebody gets this pleasure out of your misery, because the world is designed to get more money out of your insecurity. They don't care whether this really elevates your experience, makes you feel more confident. All they want is to sell you a product. So you are, if you apply an economic lens to it, you are merely a product for them. And this is very difficult to understand at a young age. When you are a teenager, when your body is actually changing, when you're going through your menstrual cycle, and for some people it's so nice, for some girls it's so what a beautiful woman she has become, but for others it's not. But who's talking about it? Nobody's talking about it. But I do feel that insecurity within me. And the game is designed as such that even the most beautiful would feel the most insecure, right? And then you harp more on that insecurity. One comment here and there, oh, this could have been better. Oh, but that color suits you most. Goes your confidence. It literally flushes out. And then all you're obsessed with is, oh my God, I'm not okay. Right? And that's also one part of it is got to do with your brain, because we do have this bias within us. This negativity bias is, people will say 10 positive things, but we would only remember one negative. And our mind will because our mind is also a problem solving machine, it would want to solve that negative thing. Okay, why did they make that negative comment? And it would go on overthinking and obsessing over it. And now I want to solve that issue. That's your cognition, you can't help it. That's how the brain was designed, to make you survive. Okay, but if we understand that brain function and we go meta on it, we can call that out. But what would you do about the world? Because instantly they are comparing, right? Instantly you want that perfect body. Okay, mothers who recently become mothers, and they see, like, let's say that is Alia Bhatt, she's suddenly all a superstar back again. What am I doing? Look at my body. मतलब मेरे से तो मेरे इमोशंस ही नहीं संभल रहे हैं, let alone the body, right? And there she is on that screen, and she is looking all this gorgeous. What is happening? So it's normal for you to feel that way, but I feel there should be more discussion around it. We don't have those outlets where we are normalizing that it's normal for you to feel not at your best sometimes, and that is okay. We are creating a world where we expect from women to be at their best and perfect always. You should know how to dress for the occasion. You should know what color to wear. You should know how to speak for the occasion. You should know how to be prim and proper. Basically, what are you? Are you like this machine or a robot that I can create, like give the functions in the morning that become exactly like this for today? Meaning I'm not a human anymore. Meaning I'm not like this person who has feelings anymore. I'm there to serve you. And this whole idea erodes women of their self-esteem, because what self-esteem? I'm maybe only here to make other people happy, right? And this hits them when they are at the lowest, or when life passes by and they're like, what did I do? What did I do? Why did I listen to other people? Like, where is me in this? And those moments of emptiness which arrives for a woman, and like, okay, I gave my all to this person and still that is not enough, so I became machine like for you, and you have no regard for it. So just imagine the hurt and the sadness that a woman would go through. And we live in a world where everybody's showing perfection, but where do I go and talk about this ugly stuff? Because it seems like it is my issue, not everybody's issue. But it seems like other women are so happy.
Everyone is good looking.
Yeah. So then we just don't even have time to sit with ourselves in the mirror and be like, what a marvelous creation you are. This is exactly how I was meant to be. I was supposed to be born. What a marvelous creation my body is. Because, and it's a very simple experiment. You can try it with every girl. Like, ask them to stand in front of the mirror, any woman, and all they like, अरे ये थोड़ा सा tummy, अरे ये थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे ये थोड़ा extra है, this extra fat, and like ये थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे wrinkle आ रहा है, थोड़ा everything would be like ये कम है, not enough, not enough, not enough. And a woman who stands like, what a marvelous creation I am. We have to teach them that, because we don't see that. We don't see our mothers doing it. We saw our mothers struggling with their diet. We saw our mothers struggling with their own self-esteem, body image issues. And we thought that this is normal. Okay, even in our circle growing up, there was no one girlfriend, so to say, who was like, what, you, whatever you are, whoever you are, you're the best. We never received those messages. And sadly the world works on capitalizing this. So even the men around you would be like, they find, not all, but some of them would always compare. अरे उसको देखा, इसको देखा. And our female brain is like, oh my god, I'm not enough. For them it could be just a comment, right? But we take criticism very differently. Females take criticism very differently. We instantly personalize. Okay, and men don't personalize. For them it's just any other comment. हाँ बोला होगा तो क्या करें, whatever it is. But we take it so personally, and then instantly our self-esteem goes, confidence goes, and like, what, I'm not enough, and I have to do something to fix it now, and we immediately go into that fixing mode. So how about, like, by how do you break it? You stand in front of the mirror and teach your little girl that you love your body. No matter whatever, however it is, I love my body the way it is. And this expectation for women to shrink is absolutely wrong. What do you think this body is? This is such a source of higher intelligence. This is the tool which makes you face this world. Okay, and the circumference is based on what is happening in your life at that time. Maybe I'm going through such a trauma in my life, or such terror things in my life, that the circumference automatically has to increase, because it has to brace and protect itself from the world, from the trauma which is coming in my world. So my body has to increase the circumference. The world, people are not going to see that what's happening, but then sometimes I have to shrink my circumference, right? This is the powerful tool that your body is. Such high intelligence it possesses, but we simply reduce it to sizes. And that is not fair. That's not fair on our little girls also. Even on us, even on our mothers, it's not fair on them. So how about we change the narrative? We start talking about what an adorable woman you are, right? And I absolutely love the way I am. Okay, encourage movement. Movement is so important, right? So encourage your little girls to be like, you take care of yourself. If something feels that something can be done, but if your body feels like resting, maybe that is how it feels like, because the experience is so unique and personal. You just don't know what's happening with that woman right now. It's so easy to pass a comment, oh, look at her, or look at the size, or look at this and that, but you don't know the personal reality what's happening. So let's at least be kind to each other. And then when you look at yourself, because you literally you're the Shakti, okay, and you are part of her, you are Shakti herself. Is this the way Shakti would talk to herself when she looks in the mirror? Embody her, okay. Just maybe light a candle, or just like have some nice aroma around you, and look at yourself in the mirror. Oh my god, this body takes care of itself, doesn't ask much for me from me. And if I cannot, I like say these affirmations to myself, I at least can pass a compliment to me first. Stand in the mirror, appreciate that smile of yours, appreciate your sense of style. You know how to make the best out of whatever you have in your wardrobe. Appreciate that sense of yours, right? Appreciate how you make people feel so special, because you are special. You are able to extend that warmth because you have that warmth, okay. You are so affectionate because you are so affectionate towards your own heart. Then that changes the whole game. It's not putting on a show, I'm doing it because this is who I am, right? And when you look at yourself in the mirror, appreciate that, okay. And teach your little girls also. Let them stand in the front of mirror and point out 5 best things about them, okay. And then they like, okay, yeah, this is normal, I should do that, so that at least when they go out in the world, they recognize what other people are doing is not okay. Nobody's telling us to like put a stop to it. So yeah, for self-esteem and self-respect, again, they're both interlinked, right? So self-respect, nobody can teach me, it's me. My body is, again, my body is the compass. There is intuition, that sixth sense, whatever you call it, is given to you for a reason. That's the higher intelligence. If something is not okay, it felt like disrespectful, it felt indignified, if my body is saying yes, it means it was the case. And I must now have a boundary, take a distance, go a distance, and let me not connect anymore. Let me not prove or justify, which women end up doing is, if they know that they are not being respected and they are not being given enough dignity there, they try to please even more to get that. And that is what we should not do, because your body is telling you that this was not good experience. Go back, come back, stay with you. This is how you get your power back, this is how you get your self respect back, this is how you teach other person to respect you also, okay. So yeah, one thing we should not do is go and people please. It's not ये कोई वो थोड़ा ना कि मैं गई दुकान पे और मैंने ले लिया सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट, ऐसे नहीं होता. It's not some transaction that I will become even better person, so then this person will start respecting me. No, if it felt disrespectful, you go in your own power back again. Have boundaries, okay. Not go over the board, right? Yeah, so both of them are interlinked. If you have high self-esteem, you would also know when you are disrespected, and you would know how to maintain your self-respect. Both go hand in hand. Yeah. And yes, have more appreciation for this body. जो दिया था बिल्कुल ऐसा ही होना था, and this is the perfect product that you have. This is so marvelous. Appreciate every single thing about you. I mean, it's the ancestor ka lineage agar jo aa raha hai. That's how Shakti wanted to be expressed through your body. This is how she wanted to be. Okay. How can I ever find fault in that? If this was her will, right? Have that perspective, have that lens, and then look at yourself in the mirror. Maybe do it today. Hmm.
Well, I will admit, and I think you already know that I've been there, done that, being guilty of, what you were saying. getting more into this people pleasing kind of a behavior. So yeah, and as you pointed out correctly, and uh, I have also experienced this, that when my own self esteem is in place, all these it becomes easier to understand people's intention. So everything, all the messages that come, all the thoughts that come, when my own self esteem is in place, I'm clearer about what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, what I'm hearing. So you were absolutely right about that. And just a small experience that I want to share about is that long time back, I had this teacher, and he had this very peculiar practice where for everyone, for all his students, men, women, for everyone, where you were just supposed to stand in a full length mirror, in front of a full length mirror, and just keep looking at yourself for like 15 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes. So, for women, especially once those first 5 to 10 minutes pass, after thinking that this is not okay, this is not okay, and this is not okay, most of the women would just start crying, looking at themselves. And I mean, this happened to me also. But it is, so it is so beautiful to understand, to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that what you come from is so much bigger, so much deeper, so much more sacred, right? And uh, I would like to get into the next topic, which is, if you can just give us some simple strategies, not just for women, but for everyone, some simple day-to-day strategies where which can help us to reduce the time on social media and come back to ourselves. So yeah, please.
Yeah. How powerful was, first of all, I must appreciate how powerful activity your teacher is doing, really a great job. This is very powerful. Yeah. And everyone must do it. All women out there, all little kids, they must do that and start learning how to appreciate their bodies. Hmm. Okay, so coming to some, like, let's say, strategies. Uh, First of all, please understand you cannot uh, outsource morality. What you're doing is you're outsourcing, and AI is a yes machine. You think increasingly that's happening, and increasingly I'm seeing that what people do is they go on all these platforms, like, this is happening. What is it? Is this a symptom and everything? So just like how Google came, when Google came, it was like, people will stop reading books now, only now everything is easily available. But we can see the positive parts of it also, how Google was needed. We got connected, right? All of us got connected. We got to know about smaller businesses, we got to know about right information, we got to know multiple aspects of the same thing. Earlier we did not know that. Okay, this is the way how our world opened up. But of course, again, going on Google does not make you a doctor. A doctor is a doctor for a reason. So there is a pro and con to both. Like, we all had this fear when computer would come up, then everything is going to go to whatever, world is going to fall apart. Not the case. This is how we grow. So look at AI as something which can help you enhance your living experience, but it's not going to solve your problem because it's becoming a yes machine. Okay. In fact, as an experiment, I tried out Chat GPT, and for Chat GPT, it'll only give you answers like, so it's very clever. It'll give you words like, given the history that you have, given the previous pattern, given the last time that you asked, because the program remembers. Okay. And then they try to put that insecurity, remind you of it again and again and again, and then they sound so confident. Why do we believe AI platform is? Because they're so crystal clear, they sound very confident, and there are like tuck 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 1 2 3 these points, so you have like a clear plan to follow. Certainty in the times of anxiety will always make you feel like going back to it. You will gravitate to it. Okay. But then this is how dependency happens. It will use these words, because I noticed even when I was experimenting, it would keep using these words even when I didn't say that. Like, given the history, given that, I'm like, no, you can't do that to me. But you have to be that aware to notice. If you are in that dull moment, you would believe it. Like, oh yeah, that's true, this is my insecurity. Yeah, so what are you doing? You're believing that you're a fragmented being, who always has some suffering or the other, and this is the only person who's going to solve it for you. No, you are going to solve it for you. Okay. Take it, resort to it only if you want to learn some skill. Let's say if you want to learn more about research principles, you know how you want to know how data works. Fair enough, learn something from it. You want to know how to create better lectures. Fair enough, learn something from it. But if you think it's going to solve your life problem, no. So this is where you have to understand that life is difficult, but it's easy also based on how you approach life. Sit with the discomfort. The whole point was, earlier we used to sit with the discomfort. That was the whole point. Like, what to do? ये भी सही लग रहा है, ये भी सही लग रहा है, right or wrong. Okay. And we would sit with that discomfort. अभी जो होगा देखा जाएगा, अभी ये लग रहा है, I'll go ahead and do it, and then I will face the consequences of it. I'll face the music also. But now we want to be so certain that you tell me what is right and wrong, because we don't want to sit with discomfort. Let's not go that road. You have to sit with discomfort, and it's okay. First strategy is that sit with the discomfort. You will be okay, right? And start having detox, digital detox also. And very simple, the minute you wake up and the minute you go to sleep, these are the most crucial time of your day, of your life. I would say every single day you must practice some hygiene. Don't use your device. If you want to do something bigger in life, if you really want to attain your highest self potential, don't do that, because it stays with your brain. Whatever you read the last, see the last, it stays with your brain, and it is playing with your subconscious, is playing with that. Okay. Instead, force yourself to read. If you don't want to read, do some doodling. Take some pen and paper, just simply doodle. Okay. Do some activity, sit with that one focus activity only for 10 minutes and simply go to sleep. No need for devices. And every single day, when you notice, today I think I'm more active on the, like, suddenly when you're scrolling, there is that awareness which says, like, what am I doing? That moment which comes, that is the moment. Throw your phone away, put it aside, sit, put your feet on the ground, feel that temperature difference. Just simply notice your heartbeat, notice your breath. Do that, like, simply do the box breathing. Inhale for 5, pause for 4, exhale for 3. Do that, this box breathing also. This also helps you recalibrate and realign with that inner person, that inner being. Okay, don't attention is so sacred. You are simply giving it away. You're just giving it away as it means nothing. But to the AI platforms, it means everything. That is their currency. So you think you're not doing anything, you're literally paying them through your attention. So you are paying the price. It's not like you're not paying the price. Even the free versions, if you're taking, you are paying the price through your attention. So your attention is that sacred. Sit with you. Just 5 minutes whenever you notice, okay, I'm being scrolling too much today. If I'm overthinking today, maybe I was on my phone too much today. Leave it aside, just come out, maybe go in the garden, maybe take a walk, just take a scroll, just like, stroll of like 10 minutes. I just take a stroll and I come back. I sit in the garden and I notice the leaves and the trees around me. That's also one of the very beautiful thing which can help you come back, realign with you. Okay. If you can't go anywhere, put the phone aside, lie down on the floor. Just simply lie down, come in touch with your body. What's happening? Ground yourself. Notice your breath. This makes you feel like, okay, wait, now this is the problem and this is the solution. A moment of calm. Have that moment for yourself. Create these moments. These little moments will help you stay away from this addiction that we are moving towards, and realize that you, as a human being, you are a very, very sacred being. You are so powerful. All the platforms want to really take that sacredness away. Start holding yourself in that power. You are that important. You are so important that all they want is more data from you. Okay? If you're that important, then hold yourself in that importance. Okay? You're not easy. You're actually very sacred. You're children of God. Have that, say that to yourself, believe in that, and then come back to you. Then the device is just a device which you use to function better. That's all. Yeah, so these are the few strategies which people should, like, you should start with thinking that, oh, I am so important. Yeah, I hope that helps. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, yes. Um, um, it's so interesting what you said, that attention, human attention is so important. I was just listening to this lecture, and which was talking about conflict in general, not just in personal life, but also the bigger picture, all over the world, conflict. And the teacher was saying that you might think that the reason for conflict is getting hold of a resource, whether on all levels, on a personal level or on a world platform. But it's actually not that. It's human attention. And yeah, that was the first time I heard this, and which actually blew my mind. And then you again repeated the same thing here. And yes, the strategies, yes, they are so simple. It's if you this is for all the viewers. If you are watching this and watch the all the conversation that we have had, if you listen to this, you'll understand that even though in the beginning it might feel difficult, but these are really simple things that if you want to make a change, you can start putting into practice. And you know, some of the days it's going to be difficult. We are all human at the end of the day. But if you are able to do this on, let's say, instead of 7 days a week, even like 4 days a week, that's still a big change. 5 days a week, still a huge change. Just maybe 3 days a week to start with, again, very good change, right? So, Divita, thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you accepted the invitation, and also for all the guidance that I have received from you. Thanks again. Thanks a lot.
You're most
And
welcome.
uh, sorry, just one thing. And if all the viewers, if you have any questions, feel free to post them. Whichever platform you're using it, you're watching this on, and I'll I can connect you with Divita. And yeah, so if you need to connect with her, just get in touch with me, and I'll pass on her contact to you. So, yes, Divita, thank you. And any last word?
Yeah. In fact, yes, I would like love to hear uh, from everyone who's watching what's their experience like with AI. Uh, are they able to see some of the stuff that we're discussing? Are they able to see how the platform is playing them? And are they doing something about it? Are they developing their awareness, and are they becoming very mindful of how they use that platform, and what's general in general their experience with it? I would really love to hear that. And yes, we are moving into AI. It's here. Let's not fear that. But same like how it happened when internet came and we were like, oh my god, what is this thing? It's going to take away our power. No, it's not the case. Okay, you say yes to things which you want in your life. Your consent is needed. Your consent is the most important. Okay, so use AI mindfully, It's here, but you should not make yourself dependent on it. It's okay to sit with that discomfort. Life is both, right? All seasons. There are seasons for a reason, right? There is winter also, there's summer also, there's spring. Enjoy that. Use AI very mindfully. Yeah.
Okay, so thanks everyone. Whoever has joined, Jyoti Lakshmi is saying interesting session, and feel free to interact with us through this video, and see you very soon. Thank you, Divita. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.